Evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you're well. It is a beautifully bright day here today. It almost feels quite spring-like, which is good. I'd imagine it's cold out. I've got a little bit of walking to do later, so I'm hoping it stays dry anyway. I'm very pleased to be with you today. I'm going to be making some lovely necklaces. We've got the most beautiful little faceted gemstone round beads. So I'm going to be showing you how to make a necklace with them. I'm not going to be doing any wrapped loops. If you want to do wrapped loops, you can do. We're not even going to be turning loops. I've got a tiny bit of wire, and it's kind of a cheap way of making like a strung necklace. So I'll show you them on my bust. This is them all together, which I think actually looks really lovely if you layer them up. So we've just got a lovely, quite fine chain. A little bit of wire is going to be attaching those lovely gemstones in between, and you can add as much chain as you want to this. You can place the gemstones differently if you wish as well. So really nice. We've got 3 on a gold colourway and a 3 on a silver colourway. So I'll show you them on the website very shortly. I'm going to say a quick hello to you all. I've got quite a few of you in already, but as it's still early, we'll just give it a little minute just in case anybody else is popping in. Rachel says good morning from a bright and sunny Barrow. Hello to you. I've got Mira, who's given me Maria, sorry, who's given me a little wave. Good morning to you. Sylvia says it's a very warm 39 degrees in South Australia. It's definitely not that warm here, but I hope you're having a lovely day. I guess it's almost evening time for you. It is just gone 10 o'clock here in the UK. Good morning to Carol. Hello to Mina. Good morning to Camille. She says it's a nice sunny day here too. Mina is loving the gemstones. Judith says good morning to everybody. Jan's in as well. She says everyone good morning to you all. It's a chilly but sunny Sudbury. Elena's in as well. She's wishing everybody a good morning. Jan's saying she loves them. They're really easy to do. Although there is wire in the kit, don't look at it as a wire making project. It's really not. Good morning to Teresa. Mina is saying hello to Camille and asking how she is. Good morning to Anne. Hello to Amelia. So I'm going to take you over to the website. It is going to be a quick make today. I'm not going to talk to you about all the gemstone properties because I'm aware I did that on our last make and I got a little carried away. We were using the hematite on Friday's live. I don't know what day we're on today. I am all confused. I felt like this weekend went very quickly. I had a wedding. It was beautiful, and it was my little one's first time at a wedding, so he was very excited. But the weekend just seemed to go nowhere. But it is Monday today. Back to it, back to work. Good morning to Anne. How are you doing? Hello to Anastasia. She says, peace and love, everyone in the chat. I told you I would return from Atlanta, Georgia in the USA. Thank you so much for being back with us today. Or tonight, as I think it is where you are. Good morning to Birgit. She says, good morning from a cloudy Germany. Good morning to you. Guten Morgen. Hello to Linda. She says, good morning from Watford on a beautiful sunny day. Debbie's in as well. And Camille's just responding back to Mina saying she's all good. Robin says, good morning, Lady Natalie. Hello to you all. Your little man looked dapper in his tux. I don't know if you did see him. If you follow me on my Instagram, which is Rock Scissors Paper, which is where you can see all my wire makes usually. I did make a little crucifix because it was a Roman Catholic wedding. I've not been to one of them before. And the couple that got married were very religious and she's very spiritual. And I thought, I'll make a little wire crucifix. And it is a tutorial that I've done for you on Totally Beads. So if you want to have a little go with that, you're welcome to do that. But yeah, I did share some pictures of him. He did look very cute in his tux. Thank you, Robin. Nina's saying she's happy. She's nearly sorted the beading stash. It's only taken you a couple of months. Is this your New Year's resolution, Mina, to get it all sorted? Good morning to Sue. She's having a lovely sunny day. And Anastasia says it's rain and we've got a thunderstorm. Well, it has to be quite warm, I think, doesn't it, for thunderstorm? Usually, like, the pressure changes. I don't know. As you can tell, gemstones and making is my thing. Geography and science is I'm good at geology. I like geology when it comes to like rocks, but my skill set doesn't go that far. She also says it's 5:05 a.m. Okay, so it's really early morning, then not evening. Debbie's going to do the ironing and then do some beading later. Good morning to Tracy. Elaine's in as well. Hello. She says she's wearing a hematite heart necklace at work today. That came quick, didn't it? I've seen what you've done with them. They've been absolutely lovely, you make. So thank you for sharing them. Janice says the cross you made for me was exquisite and the recipient loved it. Thanks, Janice. And Mina says, yeah, it's definitely a New Year's resolution, but it's taken nearly 3 weeks as she keeps wanting to make when she sees the kits and beads. Yeah, I've got that issue. I had somebody contact me, well, I think it was Friday, and have been asking, do I have any of this? Do I have any of that? Look at the shadows going across the wall there. Look at the sunshine. And I was having a little look for, I think it was moss. I think it was moss agate, and I ended up rummaging through just some of my rather large collection of cabochons, and I was like, oh, want to make with this. Oh, want to make with that. I'd seen some past makes, and I was like, pulling that apart. I want to redo that one. I haven't got time. To just make things for fun. Well, when I say for fun, this is loads of fun. But things I need to be putting together has got to be for work. But yeah, I was like, sometimes it's nice just to sit with your beads, sit with your stash, and let that decide and dictate what it is that you're going to make. So I feel you there, Mina. Camille says she did some beading this weekend. So you've got your mojo back, have you, Camille? That's lovely to hear. Okay, I'm going to take you over to the website now because I've got loads of you in. So we are totallybeads.co.uk, and here you will find all of our gorgeous jewellery making products. I don't think I can scroll up to show you the actual web address, but we are totallybeads.co.uk. If you have a little scroll through the top here, you can see we've got video tutorials. There's one with our face on as well. Both takes you into the same thing. And today we are doing the Orbit Gemstone necklace. Now I named this Orbit because they look like they're kind of, well, imagine you're the sun. You wearing your necklace is the sunshine, and these are just going to kind of orbit around you in all of their beauty. So these are the kits that we've got for you today. They are an absolute bargain because I think all but one synthetic, but all of them are beautiful, genuine natural gemstones, and they do vary in price quite slightly. But they are an absolute bargain. And we've also got get any two and you get 15% off. Now that offer of free postage if you spend over £15 has now finished. But what's lovely about this any two for 15% off, this is for everybody. It's not just UK customers. If you're watching in Australia or in Germany or wherever it is that you're watching from, we do ship worldwide and you can get that offer as well. So we've got amethyst, a clear crystal quartz, which is beautiful. We've got the rose quartz. We've got the strawberry jade, which I absolutely love. We've got a synthetic onyx. So to be honest, I didn't know it was synthetic because it looks very much like the real thing. The only way I can actually really tell is by touching them. They don't feel as cold. Gemstones feel cold to the touch. So if your pocket doesn't really allow for genuine gemstones, or you think, actually, I just want the colour of the black, then go for that synthetic onyx if you want to do a monochrome look. And we've got tiger eye as well. So as I say, they do vary in price. Majority of them are £4.99, or you can get the crystal quartz for £5.99. And the tiger's eye is £5.49, and the synthetic onyx is only £2.49. I'll show you what you're getting in your kit. And we've not put the measurements and things down in here, but I can talk you through that. So you're going to get your gemstone faceted beads. They are 6mm in size, and they are absolutely stunning. This is your amethyst. I'm going to have to show you some of them down on the mat because some of these amethyst have got what I can only describe as the most beautiful chevron patterns to them. I got one out and there was just the most gorgeous kind of white chevron kind of patterns and bands in it. They are absolutely beautiful, and they are faceted, so they will twinkle even more. You're also going to get some chain in your kit. It's a nice fine chain, but you don't have to worry too much about, fitting doing wrapped loops with them. You can do if you want to, but I'm going to be using a little bit of copper wire. It will be colour coated copper wire, so in this case with the amethyst it will be in the gold colourway, and it is a 0.4 which I am using, which I think is 26 gauge for those of you that use gauge system rather than millimeters. Now you can use a 0.3 wire with this, but I find the 0.4, which is what you're going to get in this project kit, is a little bit more sturdy and therefore less likely to snap. So it's a bit more user friendly. You're also going to get some jump rings. You're going to get some lovely little jump rings in your kit, and they're just going to be attaching that very last one around the back of your neck that you can't see there onto your little lobster clasp, which I think is 12mm in size is your lobster clasp. You can have a little scroll down and see some of the details there. So if you're thinking, well, what chain is it that we're using? It's oval, so it's lovely and fine. It's got a very pretty little pattern to it in terms of those links, just look very nice and delicate together. It will be a gold colour to match this wire in your beautiful amethyst kit. And it is 3 by 2.5mm. So if you want to get any extra of that, you can always click onto these and add those. So you can see here, if I was to buy the full strand of the beautiful faceted amethyst, they're still only £13.75. But what we've picked out here for you is you'll probably get about 13 pieces. So you can do this design, and all I've done is just put 3 at the front. If you wanted to just keep linking them like that, one individually, then you could do that instead if you wanted to. You just add in a little extra chain in the middle. So this kit is £4.99. And of course, if you wanted to mix it up, if you wanted to add the rose quartz or the clear quartz into this, you can do that. And then you're also getting those 2 kits with 15% off. So I do think we've got a lovely little bargain for you today. Amethyst, I could talk to you forever about it. It's, for me, probably the most recognised gemstone. Even if you don't know gemstones, if you see a purple gemstone, you're going to say, I think it's amethyst. You can get charoite and other things, but I think, amethyst it's just so famous, I suppose, and has always been loved throughout history. It is meant to help. It's known as kind of the detoxifying stone, and it's meant to be very soothing and good for things like anxiety and things like that. But it's just beautiful. Have a little look, if you can, into the mythology behind amethyst, if that's something you're interested in. Have a little look at the kind of Greek mythology about the gods and how it was formed. It was meant to be a glass of wine spilt into this beautiful, beautiful stone. The story is a little bit sad, a little bit dark, but that's mythology for you. But I love the history behind amethyst. This is your clear quartz crystal, £5.99 for this kit. And I've put this with the silver. The facets on this are unreal. Obviously, when it's clear quartz, it's clear, so you can see where those drill holes are in the stone, but they look like, do you ever see like a little disco ball and it's got all of those like little tiny mirror pieces on it? The facet on this, you can really see, because it's clear, how beautifully cut these are. They're absolutely stunning. So these are your components in your kit. Again, you're getting that silver plated oval chain. You're going to get the silver coloured 0.4 26 gauge copper wire, which is coated in a colour remain, but you won't see any of the wire. So, don't worry too much about that anyway, but it is plated, so that colour won't wear off very quickly. But you don't see that wire really at all in your makes today. And these are your crystal quartz faceted round beads. They're absolutely beautiful. If I was to buy a 15-inch strand of them, they would cost me £19. But still, I think that is an amazing deal. But why not get the kit? You're going to get 13 pieces of it. If you wanted, you could just add one of your gemstones into the center, and then you've got 2 extra And then you could make a pair of earrings to match with them as well if you wanted. So everything in this kit, and it's only going to cost you £5.99. Can't tell you how much of a bargain. I mean, the word bargain kind of, it seems to cheapen something, doesn't it? But okay, the value that you're getting in this kit is incredible. This is your beautiful rose quartz, £4.99. Rose quartz, I said, I'm not going to talk to you about the gemstone properties, but can't not. Rose quartz is beautiful. It is the ultimate love stone. It's about so perfect for this time of year if you celebrate Valentine's Day. But it's about self-love. It's about platonic love, like friendships. It's about care. It's just the most soothing, beautiful, beautiful gemstone. Again, a very, very famous gemstone. If you see pink gemstones, especially when it is this pink, oh, it's just so light, so delicate. It's absolutely beautiful, really, really gorgeous. So this is in your silver kit. Again, if you want to get two, you could mix this up and you could put this on the gold colorway if you wanted to. Look at them. Now they look more pink here because you can see that string that they're strung onto is pink. So it's kind of showing probably more of the colour. I'll show you them down on the mat. I'm going to cheat today because you can get the buy two and get 15% off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the rose quartz, I think, with the clear quartz crystal. So you're getting everything in there. You're getting your chain, your copper wire, your jump rings, your lobster clasp, and your genuine gemstones for £4.99. Bargain. Great value. This, oh, look at this. Okay, if you're wanting something a little bit stronger in colour on that pink, then look at this. This is your strawberry jade. It's so pretty. It's just a lovely, lovely colour. It's it's not a baby pink. It's a grown-up pink, but it's really, really lovely. And I've put that with the gold colourway. This kit is just £4.99. Again, you can scroll down there and you can see if you wanted to buy a full strand of those. Don't know how many you're going to get on a strand, to be honest, but 15 inches. You're going to get quite a lot there. They're £14.50. Okay, there's approximately 60 beads per string. So again, that's a really, really, really good price. If you don't want to get a full strand and you just want to make a lovely necklace like this, you'll be getting about 13 pieces in your kit for £4.99 today. And we've got the synthetic onyx. So this is your beautiful black, your monochrome look. I've put it with the silver. You could put that with the gold. I think black and gold looks lovely. I think black and gold looks a little bit more Art Deco to me. But you can see there, they are all your components in your kit today. You don't need much. The only thing that's not shown in the picture is your jump rings and your lobster clasp. Really, really pretty. A very comfortable wear. And again, you can change this how you wish. If you want it to sit longer, then I'll show you how to do that. I can measure it out for you. I think it's about I'll measure it just in case, but it's a comfortable size. This one is your tiger eye. Had to put it with gold because it's just gorgeous. Again, all of these crystals, your gemstones, your beads rather, are faceted, so they're going to have that extra little twinkle. They're going to catch the light. The tiger eye here is a beautiful rich colour, gorgeous, gorgeous browns. Represents your power, your strength, your protection. Really, really lovely. And again, we've got birthstones in here as well, I suppose. I think this is linked with, I'm going to say Leo off the top of my head, with it being tiger eye. I think it's linked with Leo. Obviously, your amethyst is February birthstone. So if you wanted to gift that to somebody for their birthday this month, you can do. So have a little look on totallybeads.co.uk. You should be able to click in the description if it's working okay. And you can find us. We are Totally Beads, and this is the gemstone Orbit gemstone necklace. So I'm going to head back into the comments very, very quickly and see what I've missed. We've got a whole lot of chit chat going on, so I might have to scroll back up. Let me know what's your favourite. What one do you like the most? Good morning to who's coming. Barbara, hello to you. She says, good morning from Pennsylvania. She's going to catch up on the replay later. You can watch back whenever you want. I've got a YouTube playlist, which is Natalie Patton. I've changed the name because I think it was Nat Patton, but you can find all the videos there that I deliver. You can find us on the Totally Beads YouTube as well, and you can find us on Facebook. So watch whenever you want. We're also, all these videos will be on the website as well to play back. Camille saying, do the strawberry jade. I could add the strawberry jade into it as well. I could. Really easy to swap them about. What have I missed? Oh, you're all having a conversation amongst yourselves. I don't know what I've missed. Anastasia is saying peace and love, and she's saying hello to lots and lots of people in here. She's saying she hopes she got everybody. I don't think you did. I mean, I've got like 50 plus people watching, but you've mentioned a lot of names there. But these are the only people that are showing in the chat, so don't be shy. Say hello to people. Sheila is saying good morning. Rachel saying thank you. Hello, Phoenix Creation. She says she's late again. She's saying hello to everybody, and Meg says hello. Good morning to Alison. Good morning to Yolanda. She's saying happy Monday. Just getting to work now. It's 5:15 a.m. in Michigan. Hopes everybody's having a wonderful day. Phoenix is just saying how much I love my gemstones. I do. Oh, that's kind. She says you teach us something new about them every time. I'll be honest, most of the things I'll just be regurgitating and repeating myself. And sometimes I'll go a little bit more in depth than other times, but we could get making, haven't we? I could just chat to you for an hour just about a gemstone. Mina's loving the strawberry jade as well. So is Camille. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit. Ooh, Phoenix said strawberry jade would be stunning with blue apatite or carnelian, or a strong aquamarine blue. That would be a lovely colour palette, yeah. Or you could even add like a green aventurine into it, and you could have kind of like your pinks, your kind of pastel-y colours. That would be lovely. Okay, everyone's loving the strawberry. I'll add that in then. Morning to Trish. She says she can't stay, but she's going to catch up later. Good morning to Jackie. Hello to Joanne. She's saying good morning from a cold Coventry. Right, let me rummage in my bag, and I'm going to get some of the strawberry jade out as well. Now I put the strawberry on the gold colourway, but we will mix it in. So let me take a couple of them out, and then I'll take you down on the mat and we can have a little look how we put these together. They're so straightforward. Okay, so I'll take them off one by one and I will show you them. So this is your rose quartz, and it's looking quite clear, but if I put that next to the clear quartz, you can see the difference there now. Obviously, depending on the background, if I've got kind of pinks in my jumper, it might show up a little bit more, but they're absolutely beautiful and they are faceted, so they're very, very twinkly. Oh, my camera doesn't like that. It's too twinkly. This is another one of your silver colorways, and of course this one is your clear quartz. I want to try and show you the facet in this. Please excuse my nails and my hands. I'm full of cuts and bumps and all sorts at the minute. Can you see? It's like a little disco ball. The camera can't focus on it, but they're just absolutely beautiful. There we go. If I roll it slowly up, you can see all those twinkles on that faceted cut. Absolutely stunning. This one is your synthetic onyx. So you've still got that facet cut on it. So it's still very, very twinkly. Anastasia, they are 6mm in size. Gorgeous, gorgeous, dark black. I mean, they'd look beautiful together as well, wouldn't they? Really monochrome it up a little bit. And I'll measure them out for you as well, so you've got an idea of size, doing it to my length. But if you want to adjust it, you can do. I think I did them at about 45 centimetres. So let's have a look. That's 30, 40, 50, just over 50 centimetres with the clasp. So you can adjust the length of this if you want to. This is your strawberry. Your strawberry jade is a beautiful colour. I do love that against the gold. Again, faceted. We've got, managed to get that stuck to my arm. We've got the gorgeous amethyst. I'm going to have to show you some of the colours in this amethyst because like this one is the most vivid purple. And then we've got some really deep, rich tones, some lighter ones. Let me find one with the chevron pattern on it. Absolutely stunning. There you go. You can come here. Look at this. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? It's not showing properly, but look, you can see how beautiful these stones are cut. And look at the band. Every gemstone is going to be completely unique and different. But just the colour on these are absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got our tiger's eye as well. Just love the rich, deep tones in this. Just gorgeous golds and browns. That's a good example of the facet. Hello, Ida. She's in Durham, UK. Phoenix is saying she loves amethyst. I've got loads of you in. Thank you so much for joining me today. Right, let's get making. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by just cutting my chain to length. So if I take this one as an example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the length that's going to run around the back of my neckline. And I don't want this to have the gemstones on it, but it's going to come, if I wear it, my gemstones are going to start when you can kind of see me front on, I suppose, just on the top of my shoulders. So you can extend this length if you want it to sit longer, or you can make it shorter by making less chain. So what I've cut is I've cut about 20 centimetres of my chain, and I'm going to find the middle section of it. So to do that, I'm just going to bring the ends up and I'm going to dangle it down together. So I'm going to kind of fold it in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to hold one of the links while I just line it up and see if I can get it even. Now, if you wanted to, you can count your links on your chain, or you could just measure it against the ruler. But I know by holding this link here, as I run that chain down my fingers, it's hard to catch on the screen, but they're very equal and even now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take another plier and I'm going to open this chain up just like a jump ring. So I'm just going to give it a little twist open. That's going to open that link on the chain. And now I've got two lengths which are exactly the same. So they should be around 10 centimetres in length. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do that, whether you want to cut it and measure it against your ruler, whether you just want to go by eye. So I've now got two lengths of my chain. I'm going to get my jump rings out, and I'm using, I think these are 4x1 jump rings. So that's outer diameter. So they're nice and small, which just adds to that kind of delicate look of the chain. But the chain links are still large enough for me to fit that through. So I'm going to add one jump ring on and close that over, making sure it's nice and fully closed and the link on my chain is closed as well. So what I did is when I opened that link up on the chain, I just discarded the one that I didn't need. If you're using the chain, the link, and you're going to close it back over, make sure it's closed fully because we are using a thin gauge of wire with this and we don't want it to come undone. But I have done that. I have opened chain link and closed it over again. So to open my jump ring, I'm going to get some surface area with my pliers. I'm going to give it a little turn towards me, not much, just a couple of millimeters to open it up. I'm going to take the last link in the chain and just slide that through. And then on this one, I'm going to take my jump ring, my lobster clasp rather, which is a little 12mm lobster clasp. So it's a nice size, not too fiddly to open and close. I'm going to slide that onto my jump ring, and I'm just closing the jump ring by twisting it slightly away from me. If it clicks, I find that very satisfying sound because I know it's closed fully. You might want to take those points where they meet just slightly past each other, and then it should spring nice and closed as well. And then all I'm going to be able to do is just attach that onto there, and that's how I'm going to open and close my necklace. Now the fun bit, sit with your gemstones if you've got more than one kit and decide in order of where you're going to place them. I was going to just use the rose quartz and the clear, but you've all told me you're loving the strawberry jade, so I'm going to add them on as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of my wire. This is my 0.4 wire. I'm not using much. I'm not even measuring, to be honest. 10 centimeters, you're not going to need it all. If you're doing that in inches, it's about 4 inches. You're not going to need it all, but it's handy just to give yourself a little bit more grip. Anastasia's saying, now I would have used that amethyst as my centerpiece because it's so different from the rest of them. Yeah, have a little look in your kit that you get, because you're going to just think, I love that one the most, and I like this one, I'm going to include that one. So you can have a little look at your placement. The majority have a uniformed colour and saturation to them. So there's not much different. But as I say, with that amethyst and the tiger eye, you are getting a little bit more patination in those. Good morning to Bindi, who's watching in Malaysia. I hope you're well. Phoenix says, I find opening and closing chain links very iffy as they seem to weaken the link as I always open and close, that one will fail. If that's the case, then just take it off. So open the one up and then discard that one you've opened, and the others that will be attached to your chain will be fully closed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one end of my chain, so the bit that doesn't have my jump ring or my clasp on, and I'm going to thread through my 0.4 wire. Esther's trying to watch while on grandma duties. Hello to you, hello to the brood. So now I'm just going to slide on that wire through the link in the chain. I'm then going to pick up my first gemstone, and I'm going to slide the gemstone onto the wire as well. And then I'm going to pick up another piece of chain. So what I tend to do is I cut my chain first. For the sections which run in between each gemstone, I'm cutting about 2 centimeters, which is about 10 chain links. So what I will do is I will hold up my chain length, and I have been counting my chain. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to discard the one that you're opening, then count to 11. Then I'm just going to open it up at the little opening, because these aren't soldered links, and then I'm going to close it back up again, making sure it's closed if I'm using that link. And I'm going to cut 10 lengths of these shorter sections. So they work out about 2 centimeters. If you don't want to count, you can literally just hold your chain up against your ruler. You want these to be roughly the same length because you want them to be spaced evenly, your gemstones. So I would count my chain links, 10 chain links, or measure to whatever length I want, really. You might want these sections running a little bit longer, so you might want to do 3 or 4 centimeters, but I would make sure that they're evenly cut so it's the same on both sides when you wear it. Camille is counting along with me. So 10 sections of my 10 link chains or my 2 centimeter chains, if that's the size that you choose to use. So you're probably going to use about 40 centimeters, I'd say, of your chain in total. So once I've cut those sections, I'm just piecing it together now. So rather than you sit and watch me count my chain links, I've already cut them to size. So I'm adding my long chain length that runs along through the back of my neck. I am going to add on my wire, which is about 10 centimetres. Everything's about 10 centimetres with this. 10 centimetres of my 0.4. You can use less if you wish. I'm going to slide on my gemstone, and then I'm going to pull that little length of chain, which is my 2 centimetres, and slide that on as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both lengths of my wire, so one coming out of each end of the bead, and I'm going to fold it back on itself through the bead. So I'm not going back through the chain, I've left my chain there, and I'm not catching the chain on the other side, I'm just bringing it back through the bead. And what I like to do is you can pull them together, but I like to just pull it one at a time. So I'm going to gently give a little pull on that wire, and that's going to just bring that chain up really close to that bead, and none of that wire will really be exposed. And then I'm going to take the other side, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I've got my chain hooked on. I'm going to go back through the crystal. It's not touching the chain on the other side, it's just coming back through that gemstone. And then I'm going to give that a little pull. And then very lightly, very gently, you can see I've got a little bit of wire there sticking out. That's not the chain link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 pairs of pliers, or 2 pairs of chain nose or whatever, and I'm just going to give it a gentle little pull in both directions. And that is going to tighten up the wire and tighten up my chain. All you might need to do is just make sure, so this is bent slightly here. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little untwist. So I want those loops to just loop nicely back so it sits nice into my gemstone hole. There you go. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend up those excess little bits of wire. So you can see I did not need 10 centimetres of the wire there. I'm just cutting short sections off, but it gives you something to grip onto. So I'm bending them up out the way, and then with my cutters, I'm going to use my flush cutters. I'm just going to trim just the wire that's coming out of the gemstone bead. I'm not cutting the chain, just very closely, just cutting that that little bit of weaving wire which is coming out the gemstone. So now I've attached on my first little link. There you go. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with the same colour gemstone, because I like to have, if I've got more than one kit, I'm going to have them matching each side. So again, I'm going to take a little bit of my wire, so 0.4. I'm sliding that through the link in the chain. I'm sliding on my gemstone. Make sure it's the last link of the chain that you pop in that wire through. I'm going to pick up another shorter length. So these can vary in size as well, but whatever I put onto one side, I want onto the other. So here I am with another 2 centimetre piece of chain that's linking through. I'm going to slide the wire back through. Just going to position that so it's got that nice curve to it. It's not going to kind of crumple up. You don't have to pull it all the way through. If you want to at this point, you can just slide the next one through. And then with my 2 pairs of pliers, holding on to the tail ends that have just come back through the gemstone, and I'm going to give it a little position. Just untwist if need be. So I'm going to do this nice and slowly. Pulling on one side. And pulling on the other. Don't know why this keeps looping round for me today. So using that 0.4 wire is going to enable me to have that strength that I can give it, quite a firm pull I'm just going to make sure that that wire is gone all the way through that gemstone. So if I hold it up, you can see all that's sticking out now is the chain. You've got the tiniest, teeniest part of a loop, which is the wire, but it's just the chain that's coming out of that bead. Can you see? So this is really, really straightforward to do. If you're somebody who suffers with like, you know, dexterity problems and things like that, then wrap loops can be quite tough on your hands. And yeah, you can use a loop tool and things like that, but this is really, really quick. All I'm doing is just trimming off those little bits of wire, and I've now attached quite securely on. You know, I can give that quite a firm pull, and that's holding in place. And I'm just going to keep going with that. So now I've got my next smaller lengths of chain. I'm just going to pick up another piece of wire, slide it through that end link. Then I'm going to add on my next gemstone. In this case, I'm going for this beautiful strawberry jade. I'm going to add another chain link onto the other side, and then I'm just going to bring, so the wire is coming back through the gemstone. Again, if you want to at this point, you can give it a little pull already, just to bring that wire right through. And then the wire on the other side is making sure I've caught the link on the chain and bringing it back through, and then give it a little pull. What I will do is I will pull them both at the same time, because as I slide that through, you'll see that then moves. So I've got a longer, larger piece of wire there. So all I'll need to do is just very gently pull on both ends to tighten it up, and that will bring the wire hidden inside the gemstone. So all that is outside of the gemstone is your chain. So I can come in, making sure I'm not cutting any of the chain links off, and just cutting that little bit of wire. John says, this is really interesting yet delicate looking technique. I like it. It's really, really straightforward. It's not something I invented. It's been doing the rounds for quite a while, but it's something I've not done on a live with yous before. And I thought, you know, I do a lot of rosary linking and things with you, but maybe this might be a nice technique to try. All you need is a little bit of chain, whatever beads you're using, and a little bit of wire. As I say, you can use a 0.3. I did try it with the 0.3, but I just tend to find the 0.4 or your 26 gauge is just a little bit firmer. So you don't have to be too delicate with it. It's much less likely to snap than your 0.3 is going to. And you don't see any of the wire anyway. It's still small enough to fit through the holes in, well, any bead. I've not really found any bead, even like a pearl, which would have a usually minuscule sized drill hole. You're going to be able to get a 0.4 wire through. And you, as I say, you don't see any of that wire anyway. All you're seeing is the chain and the gemstone. So all I'm going to do is just keep working off both sides until I've added all 10 sections of my chain in between. So I'll go for the clear now. And I am going quite slow because I just want to show you how, you know, easy it is. But this is a very quick project. I think the hardest job you'll have if you choose more than one kit today is deciding on what gemstones you put together. So bringing it back through, just feeding it through with my fingers, give it a little pull. You can bend it out the way to lock it if you want, while you bring the next wire through. So it's just coming up back on itself, just making sure I'm missing that chain link. I give them both a little pull first, and then slightly at the same time together, slight little pull just to tighten it up. Make sure that chain is out the way when I come in and I cut off. So I'm just cutting it close to the gemstone bead, just at that hole where it starts to exit, but I'm making sure I'm just getting the little tail end, not the loop that's pulling the chain through. Put the clear on one, so I'm going to put clear on the other. Phoenix says, I'm not a pink person, but I love that strawberry jade. She's more blues than purples. If you're a beginner, watch back the Totally Beads videos and you'll learn loads. She's saying that to Anastasia. Of course, Camille. Kung Kei Fat Choi to you. Happy Chinese New Year. It is the year of the dragon, isn't it, this year? I'm disappointed because in Liverpool, we've got loads of wonderful celebrations that go on for Chinese New Year, and I missed them this year because, well, I wasn't disappointed too much because I had a lovely wedding to attend, but the wedding that we went to was Burnley, so I didn't get to go into Liverpool, and I didn't get to, my nieces did, but oh my goodness, it looked amazing. I say we've got a big like Chinese quarter in the city centre, and it just looks so much fun. So Kung Kei Fat Choi to you all. And now just moving those beads out the way. Also keep hold of that little tail end that you're cutting, just to make sure it doesn't ping away anywhere. Phoenix is asking question, can you explain to those new how to access the Totally Bead videos? Yeah, of course. Okay, so we are totallybeads.co.uk. If you go onto our website, you can click in video tutorials, and it will show you all the different projects that we have been doing for the last so many years. There's loads on there. You can search by technique. You can search by kind. So you might think, I want to make a bracelet, or I want to do macrame, or I want to do chainmail, or gemstone beads and I want to use them, or I've got tile beads and I want to use them, or I've got Toho seed beads size 11 and I want to make with them. So you can search by technique, by bead, by kind, all different ways. Or you can search by date. You can just scroll back through what we did January last year or whatever. Each video tutorial will be at the top of that page, so you can watch back and you can see how we make what we do with those products. You can buy your kits if they're still in stock, and you can watch back that video till your heart's content. We also have a Totally Beads page on YouTube. I think we've got about 23,000 subscribers now, which is absolutely wonderful. So you can watch back anything on there as well. Or if you go onto YouTube, you can type in Natalie Patton and it will bring up my playlist. And my playlist there will have all of my tutorials on that I've delivered. But they will also have on there, I've put it into categories, so you can search by like Valentine's theme, by Christmas theme, you can search by wire, you can search by macrame. There's all sorts on there. If you've got any questions at all, we've also got a lovely Facebook group. Again, you can watch the videos via Facebook on the Totally Beads page. I've got a page as well where I share them, which is Natalie Patton Wire Artist. Though it's not just wire tutorials, there's all sorts on there. But we've also got a Totally Beads Handmade group, where everybody's very kind. There's no selling in that group, so don't feel like you're going to get accosted by people if you join. It's a nice way to share your makes. Doesn't have to be necessarily things that you've made using totally beads, materials and kits. But if you've got any problems or any questions, or you're looking for any inspiration, if you're looking for criticism, and it's always constructive, you can ask for that. It's not given unless you ask for it. So if you've made something and you're proud as punch with it, share it, give other people a little bit of inspiration. If you've made something you're thinking, that's not working, I can't get this right, that tension's not working, you can ask those questions, and we've got our lovely experts, which is me, myself, Kitty and Laura can always answer any questions, but we've got people in the group which are just so experienced and so friendly, and they can give you any help that you might need. So I hope that's answered your question. We also have PDFs. Phoenix is saying, yeah, these ones that we're doing here, your tutorial is just this live demonstration that you can watch back, but we do have projects with PDFs as well. And there's also a bead club that you can join, which is usually run by Kitty and Laura. So you can attend those as well if you want. Anastasia said, yes, Shira the Dragon. I've been looking for some dragon and prayer beads on Amazon and Etsy. I went to your website last Friday after the live ended, and I was happy to be placing an order today. Oh, that's brilliant. We do have some dragon eyes. Me and Laura were discussing whether to do a dragon eye tutorial. I've done one before, but not as a tutorial. There is one, I think Sarah Payne did one a good few years ago. It was before I officially worked here with Totally Beads, and she did one. But we've got all sorts of stuff. To be honest, we get a lot of new stock quite frequently, so there might be things that we've not made a tutorial with. We've just been we just have a lot of stock. So we also have open days as well. Obviously, I don't imagine Anastasia's going to be able to get there because the warehouse is based in Clacton, so it's a long way from you. But there's usually an open day once a month, so if you do want to go down as well, for those that are a little closer by, it's always a good day to have a little look at what we've got. But obviously online shopping is wonderful, but being there is great as well, because you get to see these lovely products there and then, and sometimes you might not know what we've got until you see it and think, ooh, which is how I usually put my kits together. I'll go down with a load of ideas, and then I'll see a product there in the warehouse and think, oh, I've got to use that. So loads of ways to find us. And obviously, if you've got any questions, do type it in the comments. And I'll always try and go back and watch any videos that have been passed on, past videos we've done on YouTube, so I can answer any comments there if you're not watching us live. So I'm just going to add on my last little bits of chain and my last little bits of gemstone. So I'm sliding on the wire through the link in the chain, adding on my gemstone, adding on the last little bit of wire, last little bit of chain, sorry, bringing that wire back through the gemstone, giving it a little pull. I'll flip it over just because I find it easier to do it with this hand. This is my dominant hand. Bringing that wire back through the gemstone, not through the chain. Give it a little pull. Just going to reposition that. I'm doing it quite slowly, because I think if I do it slowly, I can see where that loop's going. It's not going to kind of bend the wire at all. And then they'll fit nicely through that loop. Holding them both together, gentle little pull, just to tighten them up. Coming in with my cutters, trimming off nice and close to the bead, making sure I'm not cutting anything other than that little excess bit of wire. And now it's just a case of attaching them together. So when I am attaching them at the end, I'm going to add 2 clears and a strawberry. So I'm adding 3 into the middle. Good morning, Lisa. How are you doing? You can just continue to add 1 at a time. You can add more than 3 if you want to. In terms of your kit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 on the main chain, 3 in the middle. So you should get 13 gemstones in your kit. Camille saying we never accost anybody on the TB Totally Handmade group. You do always get the odd person that's like, what do you think of my make? And then people go, it's beautiful. And then they try and sell you them. Because I'm in a lot of wire groups, I can see I can often tell when things aren't particularly genuine. And what I mean by that is usually you can get a lot of people that make things up as a team. It's not all made by one person. And quite often you'll get like stone sellers who haven't made the pieces themselves either, are just trying to sell you the stones. So yeah, we are a safe little group. There's no spamming or anything like that. Okay, in terms of adding 3 on, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I've still cut pretty much the same length of wire. I've added my chain on and my gemstones onto the middle of the wire. And then I'm going to bring it back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to position them in between my fingers so that drill hole is running nice and straight so I can get that wire back through all 3 of those beads and give it a little pull as usual. I'm going to flip it round and do the same on the other side. So I'm taking the other length of the wire, it's going back through, and it's going to go through all of the gemstones in the middle. It's coming through that hole, back through the other side, and give it a little pull. And then all I'm going to do is take both pliers, get a little grip on both, give it a little extra tighten up, and then come in and cut away that extra wire. And bob on, just prior to 11 o'clock, we have completed and made our lovely necklace. So you can see that's going to take you, I would say, by the time you've cut your chain, obviously I didn't cut my chain live today because you've seen me do it once. You don't need to see me doing it 10 times in between there. But I reckon you could have this done in about 20 minutes. Might be less, might be more. But a really kind of quick and easy make. Teresa says, we've been making with you, Natalie. I have used 6mm blue gold stone beads and I did use 26 gauge wire, but I wrapped the wires as I normally would and it's still getting hidden as the wire is very thin. Gorgeous. Please share if you can, Teresa, in our group. Anastasia has said she's put the UK on a list of places to travel for her next birthday, so she can add this to her stock. Oh, Anastasia, if you do, please let me know because we'll make sure that if you're coming down to the warehouse, I'm there to say hello. Monica says, beautiful. Thank you very, very, very much. Not 13, it's 12 plus 1. What have I missed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know. I don't know what I've done. I hope you're following me okay. Mina says she's going to try with some 6mm gemstones tonight. Jan says, thank you, tutorial's beautiful. You're very, very welcome. Lisa's late, but she's going to watch back. Joanne says, lovely necklace. Can we see the colours again, please? Yes, you absolutely can. Rachel, you're most welcome. Camille, you're very, very welcome. 13 is unlucky for some, says Camille. No, 13 is a good luck number. Yeah, everyone's saying it's 13 unlucky. No, 13 is a good luck number. Friday the 13th, I won't be able to go into detail about that. But if you look into the kind of pagan history of Friday the 13th, you'll notice it was actually a day to, shall we say, get lucky. and it was a kind of fertility kind of celebration, I think. And then certain religious dominations didn't like it and changed it. But no, 13 is a good number. And luck is what you make of it, isn't it? Okay, so this is the tiger eye that we've got on the gold for you. We've got the gorgeous amethyst, which is also on the gold for you. We have our strawberry jade, which is also on the gold. And then we've got 3 colourways on the silver, but you can get 2 kits and get 15% off wherever you are in the world. That is applicable. We've got a beautiful rose quartz. We've got a synthetic onyx. And we've also got, oh, I've tangled those up, but I think those just want to be together. We've also got the clear quartz as well. I'm going to put this necklace on very, very quickly for you so you can see how it fits and sits, though I will be honest, this jumper's probably not the best. Sheila's saying, great make, Natalie, thank you. You're very welcome. Monica, you're most welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Yeah, this jumper's not going to do it any justice, is it? I do apologise. There we go. Let's pull that collar out the way. You can see. So it hangs really comfortably. It's very, very lightweight. It's a quick and make. Oh, I should have worn a different jumper. I'm not selling that, am I? And everyone's going to be like, yeah. Honestly, it's really, really pretty. I hope I've not missed any comments or questions. I think everybody is liking them. If I have missed anything, then I will go back and I will try and answer those questions. I'm going to be back with you on Friday. Not too sure what I'm doing at the minute. I think it's a bracelet. It's going to be a long week, but I will see you on Friday. I'll be back here 10 a.m. time. We'll have a tutorial on Wednesday as well. I don't know whether it will be the lovely Kitty with you on Wednesday. I think it might be, but I'm not sure what she's doing. Hope you all have a lovely, 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 lovely week, and I will see you very soon. Take care, everyone.